I wanted to do another video to show the rear platform on the truck or on the camper. We're up here in Santa Barbara having a extended weekend trip up here with the camp Lite, and a couple of months ago in January we went up and we took this up from Los Angeles up to Mammoth, and then stayed a couple of days in Mammoth, and then continued up to Lake Tahoe. Went up the backside of Tahoe through the Reno side, up the windy road, getting up into Tahoe, and then spent about a week in Tahoe, and then back down the front side through the Central Valley, back to Los Angeles. So we've done quite a bit of traveling in this now. Everything's working great. Truck handles great. I ended up adding the Icon rear shocks, and one thing that I found is on the Icon shocks, they're valved a little light for having to have the weight of a camper on it, but Icon will revalve the shocks for you. So if you buy them from somewhere else other than directly through Icon, you have to send them back in and they'll revalve them. I think if you buy them direct from Icon, you could probably request for them to revalve them right at the time that you purchase, and not have to pay to send them to them and have them send them back to you. So I would suggest that if you're using airbags, because with the airbags the factory shocks just don't provide enough damping, and even with the Icons in stock form, if you run the compression setting up at the stiffest level, it still just doesn't have enough rebound damping. So definitely recommend having Icon revalve them for the weight that you're going to be using on the back of the camper. So anyway, everything's been all redone. It's like I said, handles great, drives great. And as we come back to the rear patio here, when I bought this, it had the patio on it, but the patio was on these large hinges, and every time you wanted to access the camper, like if you're driving and you wanted to access the restroom or access the kitchen to get something out, you had to fold this patio up and down, and it was just kind of a pain. So what I did was I built an aluminum slide setup underneath the overhang of the camper. So I used 3" by 1.5" aluminum and set up some rollers so that basically this can just drop down into the channels, and you can slide it in and out, and then I reattach it to the original hinge points along with the cable supports, and it makes for a really nice patio. And now, instead of having to lift this thing up and down every time I want to get into the camper, I just have it slid underneath the back of the overhang, and I can still use the stairs and have easy access to the camper at all times. And then when I do want the patio out, then I just go ahead and slide the patio out. So this setup is much more convenient. I think it also looks nicer when you have it stowed away, because it's kind of just tucked under the back of the rig, and it's been working out great so far. So just wanted to show everyone that, in case you guys have a patio or planning on setting up a patio, just some different ways that you can set them up with the rear entry door here off the back of the camp Lite. Just going to take another little video here with the patio out and with the awning extended as well. So you can put a couple of deck chairs up there, camp chairs. Sometimes we put a little rug out over the patio, but it makes for a nice extension of the living space. Just going to show, here's a quick shot of what it's like when that patio is slid in. So it just rides under the tracks underneath the extension of the camper, and it just tucks away underneath, nice and out of your way, and you can still use the stairs that are attached to the patio and be able to access the camper as needed. Here's one more shot of us all packed up. We got the patio compacted underneath. We got the stairs slid up. Got the bike rack on with a extension coming off the truck's main hitch. And we are all packed up, ready to go. All right, so I wanted to show the Icon shocks here that I was mentioning. So they're a piggyback shock, and they have a 10 position adjuster knob. So I usually run these at the softest setting when the camper's off, and at the hardest setting when the camper's on. And I'm only using these on the rears. I'm using the stock shocks on the front. And again, these have been revalved for the weight of the camper.